your anniversary was just up, right?
Yeah, 6 years.
6 years, like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah,
You and I were chatting
September.
on a Saturday. We were catching up.
Yeah.
And you've really taken, I mean, what Tom Summer did was notable and strong and important, but you've taken this to another level in your thinking on this, beyond just an association.
Yeah, I've tried. I mean, what Tom did was incredible when you look back and you realize what MassMEDIC had started in 1996 and carried through for 2 decades. But I think what happens is sometimes fresh eyes can look at something and see a whole world of possibility that isn't there. And I feel like, you know, the job has changed since I took it. I mean, COVID kind of changed the game on how we think about this stuff in general. But
Not just your job, by the way.
yeah, not just my job. But I mean, there's a MassMEDIC before COVID and there's a MassMEDIC after COVID. You know, we became part of the response for disaster response. And to me, that just always crystallized that at the center of everything is healthcare. And at the center of healthcare is medical innovation. And we have to think about our roles, and it's not just MassMEDIC, everybody involved in medtech has to take a step further and say, how are we, you know, part of the actual fabric that's holding together society? Because we are healthcare delivery. You know, we are the space in between the patient and the provider is technology. And that space is growing, so that grows the opportunity for technology.
Great leaders always have the ability and the vision to edit the current playbook.
Yeah.
And you've done that.
Thank you.
And I mean, it's evidence-based, whether it's the membership, whether it's the massive impact, whether it's the number of people that have come into the medtech community, the economics of the organization, the stability of the organization.
Yeah.
So you're constantly editing that playbook, which I think is really, really important.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. As I've gone deeper into the job, it's become much more personal, much more part of my sort of life's plan. You know, it's I live it, I breathe it. I love the mission, and I won't limit the mission. I just won't. And that's what that COVID did teach me. It was like, hey buddy, sometimes systems break down and great ideas have to rise. And if you have a great idea and you don't speak up, then shame on you. And you know, I really, really believe health technology is central to our society. I mean, if you look at the long-term trends, care, the cost of care is skyrocketing. In 10 years, Medicare, the budget on Medicare will be almost unthinkable.
Well, it's 18% of our GDP right now, healthcare.
Yeah, and in 10 years, the number of people over 65 is going to be huge, like way more. So, you know, that's not great growth from a health delivery potential, right? A bunch of patients that are on Medicare, government paid, requiring more care. There's only one solution, technology. And that's why I just, more and more every day, I feel like our mission is to just get in there and push and remind people, no, this isn't just a medical device. You know, this is healthcare. This is healthcare delivery, and this is part of keeping the fabric of our society together. Because I think we all work our whole lives hoping that in our later years, we're going to be able to enjoy a productive, restful, you know, end of life without pain. But we also can't bankrupt the entire country to do it. So you either get very draconian about care, or you innovate the hell out of it. And we're like, I think we are in a crunch zone over the next 10 to 15 years, 20 years, where medtech will become so much more a part of our national discussion and so much more critical to our national security, to our domestic health, and to our economic health than we ever imagined. And so I'm really ecstatic about this aligning with, you know, I think maybe some of the most productive years of my career, being a part of this fight. I like big fights. I like big challenges, I like big messy problems, and I love rolling up my sleeves. So it's a perfect seat for that.
Yeah, and I think when you present it that way, it's very, very clear. It is economic crippling, national security, and the entire status of the financial markets in the United States.
Yeah,
You can really boil it back down to that.
you can. You really can. And I'm as shocked as anybody because I thought I was coming to run the Massachusetts Medical Device
Nice
Industry
little
Council.
cottage thing, put on a couple of meetings, throw a golf tournament. So on that, let's talk about that for a second, because you didn't lay down. So we just had the golf tournament 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry I couldn't make it, and we gave up our title, but we're coming next year for it.
Yeah.
And then the gala as well. I mean, those are two big events. So let's cover those before we wrap here, because they're so important.
Yeah, there are bookend events. So our symposium and gala is, it's a celebration of impact. It's a day that mixes, I think, really high level discussion about trends that are impacting the industry, and then this amazing dinner where we bring up patients to come and share their story, and we give away our Impact Award, which is a really great thing we've built with the state to honor people's contributions to patient care. We had Mike Hugo there last year, who is a glioblastoma patient thriver, he calls himself. And he truly is one of the most inspiring people I've ever heard. So that's our bookend event. That's our annual celebration of the industry. And I think it's important that you have, you think about your events in how do you celebrate, how do you roll up your sleeves and get to work, how do you play and create community. And the play and community is the golf tournament. So we bring people together at the Wellesley Country Club. It's just a great day where people can, get out, swing the sticks. Not too competitive, although some people are pretty competitive. But we also try to recognize a couple charities during that event, because we really want to bring medtech into the community as well. A lot of our companies are doing a lot of great community work. But I think as an industry association, we want to be rooted with some really exciting philanthropies that are making the life better in the Boston area. And then the third leg of this stool is we're starting to piece together, our sort of policy and procedure, and I call it our Wonk Fest, right? Regulatory roundup, our payment summit, policy. We're trying to build this third leg, which is a day that's really focused on the policy and the really meaty, high calorie stuff. So, play, community, and then policy. So we're just trying to build these bookends that people can set their year by. And centered around this event is a natural gathering spot. And then we look at some other partner programs that we think the industry should pay special attention to.
Well, as somebody who is in love with this industry, I'm thankful for your leadership there. MassMEDIC has done profound things for so many people. Yeah. And I love how you're rewriting the playbook for that organization. I think we're lucky to have you there.
Thanks. Well, it's, I got to keep up with your television studio, and I think that's what we love, is we share this passion for what we do, or actually it's a passion for who we are, not what we do. And I think there's
Agreed.
I try to really say, there's who you are and then there's what you do, right? So MassMEDIC does a bunch of stuff, but who we are is change makers, and who you are is somebody who loves this industry and puts an awesome spotlight on it. And it's so great to always collaborate with you on that.
Yeah, I love our partnership.
Oh, me too, buddy.
Well, again, happy 49th birthday.
Thank you, it's a big one. A lot to accomplish before next year. I know, I'm already behind.
Agreed. Well, thank you, my friend.
Thanks, Joe.
I'm Joe Mullings from the floor of the MedTech conference in Toronto. Be well.